Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. In the ongoing war between Hamas and Israel, the Israel Defense Forces said in a statement that its soldiers had taken control of a Hamas military stronghold in northern Gaza. In the IDF statement, they said an Israeli airstrike killed a Hamas commander and the Israeli Navy struck Hamas anti-tank missile launching posts in the Gaza Strip. Thousands of Palestinians have fled south from northern Gaza on foot in recent days in a growing exodus prompted by Israel's intensified ground and air campaign. One teenage girl compared the mass movement to the Nakba, or catastrophe, the Arabic term for the expulsion of Palestinians from their towns during the founding of Israel. According to the Palestinian Ministry of Health, the majority of Gazan hospitals, 18 out of 35 in the Strip, have now stopped functioning. As the humanitarian crisis spirals, the ministry said Thursday that 71% of all primary care facilities in Gaza have closed due to damage from Israel's bombardment and a lack of fuel. On Wednesday, Secretary of State Antony Blinken described what the U.S. government expects for post-war rule in Gaza. He indicated the Palestinians should have sovereignty over the territory. This comes just days after Israel said that it intends to have a security role in the territory after Hamas is overthrown. He called for the Palestinian people to be at the center of governance in Gaza, working together with the West Bank under the Palestinian Authority. He foresees the rebuilding of Gaza in an environment where Palestinians and Israelis live side by side. In a statement, Blinken said, quote, "The United States believes key elements should include no forcible displacement of Palestinians from Gaza, no reoccupation of Gaza after the conflict ends, and no attempt to blockade or besiege Gaza, and no reduction in the territory of Gaza," end quote. Scientists have declared that the world is set to have been hotter in 2023 than any other year on record. The Copernicus scientists found that last month was the hottest October on record globally. Samantha Burgess, the deputy director of the Copernicus Climate Change Service, said in a statement, quote, "We can say with near certainty that 2023 will be the warmest year on record and is currently 1.43 degrees Celsius above the pre-industrial average," end quote. By burning fossil fuels and destroying nature, humans have pumped heat-trapping gases into the atmosphere that have raised the temperature of the planet since the Industrial Revolution. Record heat last month left scientists stunned. The World Meteorological Organization said the current El Niño was expected to last until at least April 2024. Since the effects of an El Niño typically play out the year after it forms, experts say it is likely that 2024 will be even hotter. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is considering banning a food additive that was recently deemed unlawful to use in California because of its potential harmful effects on human health. The FDA last week said that it is considering reversing its approval of brominated vegetable oil, or BVO, in beverages following a recent study in rats that found the ingredient could cause damage to the thyroid. BVO was first used as a food additive in the 1920s. Today, it is used in some sports drinks and sodas to keep citrus flavoring from separating and floating to the top. Major soda makers announced they were dropping BVO several years ago as the ingredient is banned from drinks in Europe and Japan. California approved a ban last month that will go into effect in 2027. On Wednesday, it was announced that SAG-AFTRA, the Union for Screen Actors, has finally reached a tentative agreement with the Alliance of Motion Picture and TV Producers. The strike has had shut down production across the country for nearly 4 months and raised a number of questions over the future of the business. Union President Fran Drescher called the agreement historic, and the studio said the agreement represents a new paradigm for Hollywood, TV, and the actors. Terms of the deal, which still needs to be ratified by the union's members before it goes into effect, were not immediately disclosed. The union said it would not reveal them until the union's board has reviewed the deal. This agreement concludes one of the longest and most disruptive strikes in Hollywood's history. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
He was surprised to find out that he has elevated blood pressure, which could turn into high blood pressure. So he talked with his doctor about a healthy path to get his numbers down. He quit smoking, which makes a big difference for his overall heart health. He also cut down on salt by watching out for high sodium on food labels and added a 30-minute walk 5 days a week to his routine. These healthy steps weren't easy, but lowering his blood pressure was worth it. Learn more about his healthy path.
Welcome back. Election Day has come and gone, and the town of Braintree will be welcoming a new mayor come January. Mayoral candidate Aaron Joyce upset incumbent Charles Kokoris in the town's mayoral race on Tuesday. Joyce accumulated a total of 4,751, and Kokoris had 4,232. A couple of hours after the unofficial results began to circulate, Joyce said her victory hadn't sunk in yet. Kokoris called Joyce to offer his congratulations and help with the transition. Kokoris said Joyce ran, quote, "a great campaign. She put a lot of effort in. No matter what the outcome of the vote is, I believe in our town and our voters, and I believe the town will move forward with our new mayor," end quote. The results of the election make Joyce the first female mayor when she's sworn in on January 2nd. This also means women will not only control the mayor's office, but majorities on the 2 major elected boards, the town council and the school committee. In Massachusetts, a number of residents in cities and towns have gathered for rallies in favor of Palestine and Israel. On Sunday, November 5th, a pro-Palestine rally was held on Washington Street in Braintree. Many in attendance called attention to the death of innocent civilians, describing Israel's retaliatory efforts as genocidal. Signs and flags lined the street in front of Town Hall with calls for the U.S. to stop providing aid to Israel. One protester, Reem Al-Zaim, said to the crowd, quote, "Solidarity with my Palestinian brothers and sisters as they are being slaughtered by the Israeli forces right now using American weapons. This is about humanity. This is about standing up against injustice and oppression," end quote. Registered nurses at a Braintree endoscopy center approved a strike as they face pushback on contract negotiations. Registered nurses at Brigham and Women's Harbor Medical Associates South Shore Endoscopy are represented by the Massachusetts Nurses Association. On November 1st, a vote in favor of a one-day strike was authorized. The center is owned by Mass General Brigham, the largest private employer in Massachusetts. No date has been determined yet for the strike, and nurses hope to avoid one entirely, but it's unlikely that they would go into the 2024 year without a new contract. If a strike is scheduled, that date will be announced to the public once the hospital has been given the 10-day notice required by law. SSEC nurses would then plan to hold a 24-hour strike unless MGB agreed to a fair contract by that date. MGB officials said they will have a plan in place for the center to stay open if a strike does happen. Braintree curbside yard waste collection has begun. Pickup will be on your regular collection day and will continue all the way through the week of November 27th. Curbside yard waste pickup includes grass, leaves, and branches that are in paper bags or an open container that weighs less than 50 pounds. For any questions, please contact the Mayor's Office at 781-794-8100 or by email at mayorsoffice@braintreema.gov. The Dickens Festival Holiday Craft Fair is a beloved Braintree tradition and will be back for their 29th annual festival in November. Held on the Saturday before Thanksgiving, All Souls Church is transformed into a festive Victorian marketplace decked out for the Christmas season. The Dickens Festival is a touchstone for the holidays that offers the community the community the gift of a traditional holiday experience filled with good cheer and good fun. This year, the Dickens Festival will take place on Saturday, November 18th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at 196 Elm Street. Admission is free, and you'll even get a free visit with Santa to take pictures. For vendors looking to register for a space at the festival, head to allsoulsbraintree.org. The Braintree Choral Society is holding their 100th anniversary celebration on Sunday, December 10th at 3 p.m. The event will take place at the Old South Middle School Auditorium located at 232 Peach Street in Braintree. The concert will include the Choral Society's rendition of Gloria by contemporary composer Kevin Memley, plus other songs of the season. A small reception and surprise guests will commemorate the 100-year history of the chorus. Tickets are $20 and are available at bcs100th.bpt.me. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Hi, I'm State Representative Bruce Ayers, and I'd like to introduce you to the Helping Hand program. With rising healthcare costs, all too often we hear stories about our seniors, veterans, and neighbors who may not have the proper insurance coverage they need for durable medical equipment. These individuals may be living on a fixed income and may not have the financial resources necessary to cover the costs of the equipment they need. We have a solution. The Helping Hand program provides free, durable medical equipment to residents in need. Items such as wheelchairs, walkers, crutches, canes, commodes, tub seats, and hospital beds are available through the program. We receive donations of lightly used equipment and store them at our facility in North Quincy. If you're in need of any of these items, you can pick them up free of charge and return them after any length of time.
My scooters improve my mobility and independence. Thanks to Helping Hand, I can go to the store, visit the boardwalk, and do so much more.
Helping Hand is a great resource for people who don't have insurance coverage.
The Helping Hand program is successful thanks to the generosity of people who have donated durable medical equipment to our inventory. For more information about the program or to fill out an equipment request form, visit our website or call 617-472-9877. If you know someone in need of these items, we're always available to lend a helping hand.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. A Plymouth family that was trying to escape the war zone in Gaza has finally made it into Egypt. On Monday afternoon, an email from the U.S. State Department was sent to Hani Shafai that his brother, his sister-in-law, and the couple's 3 children were approved to cross the border at Rafah. And this time it actually happened. Shafai said in an interview, quote, "It is an amazing feeling," end quote. Through 4 weeks of war, the Plymouth family sheltered among refugees. They missed one chance to cross the border into Egypt when the children's paperwork failed to show up. His brother is excited to get the 3 kids back into their Plymouth routines without the sound of missiles and artillery shells exploding nearby. A family from Medway has also returned home after getting trapped in Gaza. The Museum of Ice Cream is opening a new location in New England next year. The museum's co-founder is originally from Wayland, Massachusetts, and said it's always been a dream to build a museum in Boston. The new 2-story Wonderland will open on Seaport Boulevard in 2024 and will feature 14 unique interactive installations, including a Fenway Park-themed carnival, a retrofuturism-inspired ice cream diner and bar, a sprinkle pool, and of course, tons of ice cream treats. There are already Museum of Ice Cream locations in New York, Austin, Chicago, and Singapore. A new location is also planned for Miami. The annual deer hunt in the Blue Hills Reservation began this week on November 6th. Hunting will be allowed from a half hour before sunrise to a half hour after sunset, Monday through Thursday until November 22nd. For the 4th year, archery will be the only form of hunting allowed, and the participants for this year's hunt have already been selected. The annual hunt is part of the Blue Hills Deer Management Plan, which is overseen by the Department of Conservation and Recreation and the Massachusetts Division of Fisheries and Wildlife. The hunt started in 2015, and its purpose is to reduce the overpopulation of deer in the reservation, which has a negative impact on forests, water resources, and plant growth. No hunting will be allowed in the most popular recreational areas like Great Blue Hill, Houghton's Pond, and the Ponkapog Golf Course. A 120 by 60-foot ice rink is being built on a lot next to General's Bridge in Quincy. The rink will be built and managed by Ice Rink Events, which operates the rink at New York City's famed Bryant Park. The project will cost $200,000 paid out of the District Improvement Financing Fund, through which the city pays for downtown improvement projects. The rink will be fully refrigerated, so skaters won't have to hope for cold weather to enjoy a glide on the ice. The rink is expected to open in late November and operate through February, and skate rentals will be available on site. Hours of operation and the price of admission haven't been determined. Norfolk County Registry of Deeds William P. O'Donnell has announced the 2023 annual food drive is starting on November 14th this year. As the cost of living has become increasingly challenging for many individuals and families across Norfolk County, the Registry of Deeds is trying to make an impact this holiday season. Residents are encouraged to donate non-perishable food items, canned goods, breakfast cereals, pasta, sauces, toiletries, and paper products. Items can be brought directly to the Registry of Deeds, which is located at 649 High Street in Dedham. A donation bin will be set up in the registry's lobby, and food can be dropped off Monday through Friday between 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in sports and entertainment.
It's that time of the year again, flu season. Getting vaccinated against the flu and COVID-19 can help keep you, your family, and your community healthy. You can even get both vaccines at the same time. Visit mass.gov/flushot to learn more.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now here's Chris Curran with the latest on fall sports at Braintree High.
Braintree starts off their weekend on Friday with a football game versus Brockton. Braintree's able to score first quickly with their running back Curry, breaking a few arm tackles and rushing to the left and getting into the end zone.
As Curry adds another touchdown to his total here.
Brockton's able to get right down the field and strike back with an amazing pitch and catch from quarterback to receiver. Receiver able to moss his defender. Brockton gets down the field again with another pitch and catch, the receiver scooping the ball off the ground, extending the lead 14-7. Braintree then started off the third quarter with 7 rushes, capping it off with this rush by their backup running back, getting in the end zone, running through a couple defenders. Braintree then missed the field goal, making the score 14-13. Then on the next drive, first play, Brockton's able to break a huge run, not a defender even touching him. He's able to break away, extending their lead to 20. They missed the extra point after. Brockton, looking to go downfield to extend their lead, gives up a faulty interception to a Braintree defensive lineman who brings it all the way down, trucking over the quarterback to the 1-yard line, having to get brought down by 3 offensive players. Here comes a big celebration out of him after the play. Then Braintree's able to just jam it in again with Curry. He's almost unstoppable at the 1-yard line, getting in, and here's that celebration. Very excited after getting that interception. Braintree then is down by 1. They go for the extra point, and they fake it, going for 2, tossing it to the lineman, and getting in. We can see some more celebrating coming from the defensive lineman who made that play. He's very excited about that interception. Then, to ice the game with a minute left, they give the ball back to Curry, who's able to get it up through the middle, breaking tackles, making it to the end zone, putting the game away, making it 28-20. Braintree getting the win. Now let's move on to Braintree Soccer versus BC High. BC High starts off the scoring with a great center and header right past the goaltender. Braintree's able to answer back themselves with a center. And a little scrum in the middle, and the ball just kicks out, and he's able to get it by the goaltender, who barely misses the save. This game stayed tied 1-1 through overtime. Now we're getting into penalty kicks. Braintree with the first one, and is saved. Not a good start for Braintree. BC High answers back with a little stutter step and a score. Braintree, score. Right back at him. High now able to answer back. 2-1 in penalty kicks right now for BC High. Braintree able to answer back off the post and just sneaking in. These goals going back and forth for each team. BC High shooting left, goalie diving left, not able to get there. Braintree another shot, score. That save made by the BC High goalie in the first round really set them up for success. Braintree trying to get their goalie in it. And here comes BC High. Another goal. And for Braintree, tying the game 4-4, but BC High has their 5th shot, and to put the game away, they score. BC High 2, Braintree 1, finish in penalty kicks. Now moving on to girls soccer, Braintree versus Arlington. Arlington able to strike first with a nice soft touch right over the goalie, not able to get her hands on it. Arlington now from the corner, an almost fake corner kick and center, sneak it in the right post, putting the game away 2-0 for Arlington. For all your Braintree sports coverage, tune into BCAM TV. Thank you, and send it back to Martha in the studio.
Thanks, Chris. Now in entertainment, we have some TV and movie recommendations for you to watch. First up in entertainment, All the Light We Cannot See is a limited series based off Anthony Doerr's novel. It focuses on a blind French girl and a young German soldier whose paths collide during World War II. Directed by Sean Levy and starring Lewis Hoffman, you can watch All the Light We Cannot See now on Netflix. Next up, Sly is a documentary that focuses on Sylvester Stallone, who for nearly 50 years has entertained millions with iconic characters and blockbuster franchises from Rocky to Rambo. This documentary tells his underdog story and it parallels with the characters he brought to life. Directed by Thom Zimmy, you can watch Sly now on Netflix. And last today, we have Quiz Lady, which focuses on Anne and her estranged train wreck of a sister, Jenny, who must work together to help cover their mother's gambling debts. When Anne's beloved dog is kidnapped, they set out on a wild cross-country trek to get the cash. The film stars Sandra Oh and Awkwafina. You can watch Quiz Lady now on Hulu. That'll do it for news today. Remember, if you're a customer of Verizon, you can watch BCAM TV in high definition on channel 2128. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. Stay safe, we'll see you next time.